Hey guys, what is going on? This is Jan and welcome to another Wild Rift video. This time we'll be talking about Wild Rift's gameplay, how it feels to play the game, how it is similar to League of Legends PC and how it differs from League of Legends PC, and all the good things about it and some of the bad things about it. Alright, so first of all, let's talk about roles and champions, then we'll go for the controls and playing it, and at the same time move over to gameplay, early game, mid game, and late game. So I think that's how I can share with you guys the experience of the gameplay of the game. So for the champions, there are around 20 champions that I have played. There are around 36 champions available. There are a couple of champions I haven't played yet, but with my experience, there are champions that are very easy to play. An example for easy champion to play would be Graves, it would be Master Yi, it would be Garen, those things. Those champions that have simple skills, not much skill shots, and at the same time they focus more on auto attacks. Jinx is also one of those easy champions to play. She's mostly auto attack, she has a skill shot on her W and her ulti, but those aren't really crucial even if you miss them. So that makes them easier to play. Some of the harder champions to play are like Camille, Lux, and maybe Orianna as well. You can also add in Gragas. Those things that have skill shots that you have to be very accurate and crucial cooldowns that you can't miss, and it's gonna define winning or losing a game between hitting those skills and missing them. And because of this, Mastery and Jinx have been top picked in most matches. MF is also one of them, or top tier champions. Jhin can also be part of it. So those that have less mechanics but more auto attack focused champions really are the current meta for the game. So why am I talking about the champions this way? It is because there is a huge gap between an easy champion to play and a very highly mechanical champion to play. So let's say for the jungle, we're going to compare Gragas and Master Yi. You have to play Gragas to absolute perfection for you to be able to utilize his ulti, his body slam, and you can even do the combo with body slam and ulti. But to play Master Yi, you don't have to. You can even hard solo carry as Master Yi, which you can do with Gragas. However, Gragas still has this higher difficulty. This just means that champions that you can't really get punished much by making a mistake is gonna be one of the better champions to choose from, rather than you're gonna be throwing a game just because you miss your ult, just because you miss your body slam, just because you miss your Orianna shockwave, or maybe your Lux binding never hit anyone, something like that. So this allows us to move on to gameplay and controls. For the gameplay, I like the gameplay a lot. It is similar to that of other mobile games. At the same time, the overall gameplay, like top, mid, bottom, duo, AD carry, top lane, mid lane, jungle, that meta for the roles is still there for the League of Legends, and I love that it is the same that way. I love that the overall gameplay, playing around each other, lane manipulation, objectives control are all there. They are all very important still. Having that Elder Dragon, having that Baron play, doing your jungle pathing, deciding which lane you're gonna gank, deciding your path overall for the early game as a jungler. At the same time, top lane, when do you push, when do you back, those are still there. I love that it is the same that way. You can also communicate to your team properly. There are pings that are missing champions. You can ping on my way, you can ping danger, you can ping the retreat. You have the communication is all there, which I love. Now let's talk about the controls. We have the joystick configuration. You have your skills on your right hand. You can easily select by dragging your attack button to whichever target you want to focus. You can select your target for your skills by dragging them. AoE skills, skill shot skills, you just drag your skill to whichever direction you want to throw them. And you can easily aim them quite fast. And for other options, you have the option to do portrait lock, prioritize lower HP, or prioritize the closest target to you depending on which champion you're playing. There is also a setting for skill shot sensitivity, so if you want to make it more sensitive to your movement, so you don't have to move your finger that much, or if you want to be more accurate, you can make it lower so that you can have a better feel or more accurate skill shot positioning. So that's basically what the gameplay and controls are. It feels really fine. I'm not sure how they can make it better, but for now I think it's really playable, it's really fun, it doesn't really feel clunky or anything like that. It's smooth. You have your summoner spells at the lower part of your screen, you have your items right above it, you have your skills on the right part, you have your map on the left part, and you have your buying at the left part. You also have an option to click on the map so that you can you will auto walk there. So it's like right clicking on the map and you will auto walk there. I like to use that whenever I want to pre-purchase or pre-order a specific item if I'm from base. So let's say I'm from base, I just based, I want to go back to my lane. I'll click on the minimap, I will go to the store and I will pre-order which item I want to purchase next on my next back. And I think that's a really great feature. I like that they added that because I had a problem before when I first played it. I was trying to walk back to lane and I want to purchase, so I had to use my right hand to tap on the left side to open the buy store so I can pre-purchase while walking while holding the joystick on my left hand. But as soon as I found out about the clicking on the map, I just click on the mini map, then I'm able to scroll through the shop with my left and right hand, so that makes it so much easier. Now let's move on to the early, mid game, and late. So this is where the gameplay part seems to be a lot different with the League of Legends PC. So let's talk about early game. Early game, junglers do not need a leash. This means that there is no way for you to actually find out which side the enemy jungler started unless you put a ward on the enemy jungle buff. So your top lane needs to put a ward on their red side, or your bottom lane needs to put a ward on their blue side so you can have vision for the enemy jungler. This just gives your jungler so much more information, which everyone should be doing. This gives your laners some sort of sense of safetyness because they have vision on the enemy jungler and you know where they're pathing, you know what level they'll be coming to you, what time they'll be coming to you. You can manipulate your lane based off of that information alone. Early game laning phase is also not so punishable because each lane has this honey fruit right beside the turret. So whenever you get poked down or punished for making a bad play, as long as you survive, you reach their honey fruit, you'll be able to heal up some HP and be able to stay in lane for until you get a good back, or maybe have someone else cover your lane and back up. So overall, early game I think is fine, aside from the fact that junglers don't need a leash, so you get less information on where the jungler starts. So that's it for the early game. Now let's move on to the mid game. Mid game I feel like is where most of the deciding factors come in. Which lane is more fed, which AD carry is more fed, which carries have the more gold, which carries have the proper items, and this is all on the mid game. Because transitioning into late game is very fast. Like 10 minutes feels like almost late game, and around 15 minutes you already feel that the death timers are being too long, that you can't make much mistakes at this time, and it feels like there is not much comeback mechanics or comeback potential whenever you hard lose mid game. So mid game is really where you wanna focus on your herald, focus on your dragon, try to get as much advantage as you can, because moving on to late game, once the death timers are actually very long, like 15 minutes death timers are fine, it's still not that punishable, but once you die at around 19 minutes, 20 minutes, you're pretty much gonna lose an inhibitor. Once you lose a whole team fight, and it might even cost you the whole game. And that's where I feel this game is lacking comeback potentials. Like, the inhibitors don't respawn. The Nexus HP seems to be too small. I think it has 4000 HP, but I feel like it's too small. And Baron Dup minions are too strong as well. I mean, I guess it's fine if it's like the second Baron. They can buff the second to third Baron and make the first Baron rewarding at the same time, not that so OP. Don't get me wrong, I'm not always on the losing side, but really the most games I have enjoyed are the ones that lasted 25 minutes or longer, because those are the ones that make me really play my A game and try my best to not die, try my best to play my champion as much as I can, as good as I can, try not to throw the game away, because once you die at around 20 minutes, it's a good chance that the game is over. So that's where the late game champions are actually so good, that around 15 minutes, if you have a Jinx that is fed, or maybe a Mastery that is fed, a Jax that is fed, you almost always have a good chance of winning. Even if the enemy has like a Vi who is fed, or maybe an Ezreal that is fed, it's not as good as Jinx. It will never be as good as Jinx, because the late game of Jinx is so strong and the mid game strength of Ezreal is too short, right? This just gives those early to mid game champions so much less value. They don't have much time to have an advantage with their champions, and the late game carries just have to wait for them to get 3 or 4 items, then they will own the game. That is why the Jinx and the Mastery champs are highly picked even in ranked. I have played a lot of different champions. I enjoyed most of them, but honestly, the ones that I don't like playing are Jinx and Mastery. I have never played them on stream for reasons that they're just not fun. They're just not fun. Yeah, they can win you games, but I mean, they're not weak. They're actually so OP. They're strong. They can win you games very easily. But I just love to play those champions that can outplay. I mean, I play Jax, but Jax is not E who just auto attacks, right clicks, and wins, right? And another thing is that since there are still less champions in the game, there is not much counter for those champions. So yeah, I will still continue to play the game. There's still 2 weeks left for the alpha test. I'll definitely make another review after this. And yeah, that's just what I think about the game. So that is it, guys. That is just my quick overview, quick review about the game. I love the game. I really enjoy the game. I'm fine losing to Jinx and Master Yeast, to be honest. I lose to them, I win with them. It is what it is. So that is it, guys. That is my overview or gameplay about the game. I'll talk about items in my next video. I want to have a single video just purely on items. And so yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you guys want to watch some gameplay for League of Legends Wild Rift, I do stream it on Twitch. Follow me on twitch.tv/xjaren. I stream almost daily. So yeah, see you guys in my next video.